الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, first and foremost, we thank Allah. He gave us this month of Ramadan. He gave us this opportunity. So first and foremost, we've been talking about making shukr. And no matter, any talk of ours we always start with shukr, because these are two blessings which are huge on the eyes of Allah. In the eyes of Allah, making shukr and making sabr. So we start off with shukr. Allah gave us this opportunity. He gave us this month of Ramadan. So let's be grateful for it. From our hearts, we should really feel grateful that Allah gave us health in this month. He gave us an opportunity to see this month. He gave us an opportunity to perform some deeds. And look, shukr is expressed in several ways. It can be expressed by the time we say, Alhamdulillah. This is good. It's not bad. But it's not the top. One thing is to feel a gratitude in the heart, but just to feel it like that. You see someone who's in need on the street and you feel like, maybe I should do something about it. Maybe I should help him out. But you look and you feel bad and then you walk by. This is not the kind of gratitude. This is better than even just the shukr on the tongue. That a person, he feels it in his heart. It's a sincere gratitude. Alhamdulillah. But again, it's not the top. Then there is that shukr which a person, he utters by his tongue, he feels it in his heart, and it pushes him to work, to prove it with his actions. This is the kind of gratitude we need to be showing to Allah. So that means whatever we're doing, we should try to keep it up. Allah gave us this opportunity to do good deeds. He gave us an opportunity to be away from sins. Now, we should try to keep this up. This is the real shukr. Using the time, using the blessing properly, as it was, and then to keep moving, to keep these good habits which we developed, keep them going. This is probably amongst the best expressions of shukr that we can show. Now, as we enter these last moments of Ramadan, we were mentioning to some of the brothers that what is established, what we see from the lives of the scholars, what we see even from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's instructions, is that to finish a deed with istighfar. This is what our elders tell us, that while seeking sincerity in any deed, a person should make intention that I am doing this deed for the sake of Allah. So he starts off with that intention, then he starts the deed, and then he checks himself throughout. Is my intention clear? If he finds at any point that his intention has gotten corrupted, it's gotten changed, it's gone off track, then he fixes up his intention. If he finds his intention is good, he makes shukr. He thanks Allah. He shows gratitude that Allah allowed his heart to remain, untainted with the desire to show and to get people's approval. He wanted acceptance only from Allah. So after he has done his deed, then he makes istighfar. Because a person, there will be faults which have crept into our ibadah. There will be, for sure. In one incident, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu that at the end of his salat, he should read this istighfar. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi dhulman kathira wa la yaghfiru dhunuba illa anta faghfir li maghfiratan min indik warhamni innaka antal ghafurur rahim. And the wording, the translation of which comes along the line that, O Allah, I have wronged myself a great wrong. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi dhulman kathira, a great wrong. I've wronged myself. وَلَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ, and there's no one who forgives sins except you. So, look, what did he do? Did he steal something? Did he do some haram? This is Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, the best person after the Prophets alayhimus salam. It is the aqeed of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. It is the belief of the Muslims that there is no human better than him after the Prophets alayhimus salam. And he is being instructed to recite this dua, to make this istighfar. Oh Allah, forgive. I have wronged myself a great wrong, so forgive me. Because there are some deficiencies which would have crept in. And no matter how good our ibadah, it cannot reach the level which is due to Allah. What is due to Allah is for His status. And what I can give is limited by my capacities. So we seek forgiveness that I was not able to do. I did what I could, but I know that it is not of that level which is befitting of your status. So forgive me. So likewise, our Ramadan is winding down. So we should be making istighfar. And in the surah, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَاتِحِ, there comes the ayat, فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ, that glorify Allah with His praises and seek forgiveness. This surah was revealed, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as as a warning or as an information that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be leaving this world. So what had he been informed to do? To make tasbih and to make istighfar. This was the instruction to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So likewise, as our Ramadan is winding down, we should be making tasbih, we should be making istighfar for all the countless mistakes, major and minor. And which brings us on to another topic which is of great importance is Sadaqatul fitr. Sadaqatul fitr. And Sadaqatul fitr comes in hadith. It's mentioned that it is an expiation for the mistakes which we may have committed during our Ramadan. This is not, there's no particular connection with, the only connection that it has with the Salat of Eid is that it should be discharged before a person goes for Salat. Someone had asked a question that if we're not going to be praying Salat, then does it mean we don't have to give Sadaqatul Fitr? No, that's an incorrect understanding. When we have this understanding, the Sadaqatul Fitr is in exchange or is as an expiation of my mistakes that I have made, then there's no connection with praying or not praying. Inshallah, we hope that brothers have made arrangements, private gatherings to pray. But even if for some reason you haven't, if someone is sick, for our brothers and sisters throughout the world who have now started expressing symptoms of COVID, may Allah give them complete shifa. May Allah give them afiyah. May Allah take them out of this hardship with ease and elevate their statuses, forgive their sins, and bring them out healthier than they were before. So some of you might not legitimately be able to find someone to make a jamaat with. Maybe you are having some symptoms and you do not want to expose others. Sadaqatul fitr is for my own faults and shortcomings which may have crept in to my Ramadan. So we should try to discharge Sadaqatul fitr, pay it off before what's mentioned in hadith is before going for the salat. But another wisdom behind it is to take care to give to the poor. To give to the poor so that their Eid can also be a joyous occasion. So if we have not given our Sadaqatul Fitr, we should try to give it as soon as possible so that the poor are also able to benefit from it. They're able to make use of it for Eid. And alhamdulillah, look, however we have been able to use our time. Now is not a time to go and start, to start beating ourselves up that we misused our time. A person who has any value of this time will realize that he did not use his time to the full extent. But we should try to, as going forward, that our time will be used in a better way. If we had not made a schedule in Ramadan, then let's try to make a schedule for after Ramadan, so that we find some time for Allah in our day. Rather, our days should be based upon our duties to Allah. So whether this be our obligatory or whether our optional, like I had mentioned before, حَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. The most beloved deeds to Allah are those which are done consistently, even if they are less. So, our faraid, our day should revolve around our faraid, our Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Our day should revolve around our salawat. Then, on our individual amal, our day should, we should put some times. In the morning, I'll have for my recitation of Quran. In the afternoon, I'll have for my tasbihat. And in the evening, I'll have for my ta'aleem with my family. So we should use our time, we should build up our day around these things. And then we fit in whatever else we have to do. Look, there's 24 hours in a day. I'm not saying sacrifice your work. I'm not saying sacrifice your school. But what I'm telling you is prioritize your deen. Because usually while prioritizing our dunyavi things, our school, our work, and so on, we end up sacrificing our deen altogether. So we do not want to be in this situation. We want to prioritize our deen while taking care of all of your other obligations. I'm telling you to take care of them. I'm not saying disregard them, but I'm saying build them around your dini schedule. And last point that I wanted to make in this session is that Eid night is also a night of ibadah. I alluded to this briefly yesterday, I believe, that in our countries we have this habit. We make it a night of celebration, a night of partying, Chandrat, and you have the Chandrat celebrations, and the markets are open, and people are partying, and this and that. COVID is probably going to put a bit of it's going to calm that down a bit. But it's not just that we shouldn't be partying; it's that we should be using our time in ibadah. That we should be using it in the correct manner. Not that we shouldn't be using it in the wrong way. We should be using it in the right way. So, it is a night of ibadah. There will be no Taraweeh tonight. The last Taraweeh was last night. So, that would be Friday night. Friday night was the 30th night. Saturday is the 30th day. After Maghrib today is going to be the first night of Shawwal. But the first night of Shawwal it's not a night of party, it's a night of ibadah. So although there will be no Taraweeh, that does not stop us from making tahajjud at night. It does not stop us from making dua at night. It does not stop us from making istighfar at night. So, last word, that in these last couple of hours, we have about 2 hours to go for Ramadan to come to an end. Let's finish it with one last push. إنما الأعمال بالخواتيم. So let's make one big last push to make our Ramadan count and to get Allah's blessings. May Allah give me first the opportunity, the tawfiq to act upon all that I'm saying, and may Allah use this effort as a means of guiding all of us, and may Allah give us all the tawfiq to do such deeds which are beloved to Him and which will gain His nearness and His taqwa. وآخر الدعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.